Welcome to the Deep Dive, the place where we cut through all the noise and get right to the core of complex topics.
That's the goal.
And today, we've got quite a stack of research focused on one technique. It's powerful, but honestly, often misunderstood. Visualization.
Big topic.
Big topic, yeah. And our mission today, to really figure out, is visualization a genuine science-backed tool for enhancing performance?
Or is it just, well, wishful thinking? Kind of dressed up for the self-help crowd.
Exactly. We need to take a scientific sledgehammer to that question.
Okay.
But before we really dive in, just a quick note. If you like getting solid information like this regularly, definitely check out Mind Expansion Daily.
Good stuff there.
Absolutely. And hey, while you're thinking about it, please hit that like button for us and subscribe. Seriously, that like really helps the algorithm show this to more curious minds like you.
It makes a difference. So visualization, let's define it first, maybe.
Good idea. Lay the groundwork.
Okay. So at its heart, visualization is deliberate. It's mental rehearsal. You're vividly imagining successfully achieving something specific.
Right, not just vaguely hoping.
No, you're creating this, detailed mental movie, sensory rich, and you are the star performing perfectly.
Like closing a deal or nailing a presentation.
Exactly. Or sinking a winning shot. That's why everyone, from Olympic athletes to top executives, uses it. It's a core practice for peak performance.
Okay, let's get into it then. But first, we have to address the critics. The skepticism is real, and our sources definitely mention it.
Fair point. You can't ignore the counter-arguments.
The main criticism, right, is that just sitting quietly and imagining success, well, it feels a bit like daydreaming.
As in distraction, maybe.
Yeah, like, does it actually do anything? Critics say it gives you this false sense of accomplishment without the hard work.
And they often dismiss it. Feel-good technique, no tangible results, doesn't replace action. You hear that a lot.
So that criticism,
Yeah.
it's necessary, isn't it? You can't just visualize and expect results.
Absolutely not. Let's be crystal clear. Visualization is not a substitute for effort. It complements it. It doesn't replace it.
Right. If you picture yourself speaking fluent Mandarin but never actually, study.
You're not going to magically start ordering dim sum fluently.
Exactly. Failure usually comes when the action part is missing.
Okay, so visualization needs action. Got it. But how do we know it's more than just positive thinking, more than just boosting morale or a placebo effect?
That's the million-dollar question. And that's where the neuroscience gets really interesting.
This is the cool part.
It really is. The core idea here is that the brain, especially certain parts of it, isn't great at telling the difference between something really happening.
And something you're just vividly imagining.
Precisely. If the imagination is intense, detailed, sensory-rich, the brain reacts in surprisingly similar ways.
But how does that work? What's the mechanism? Well, think of it as mental simulation. When you visualize performing a task like, say, scoring a goal or giving that perfect speech, your brain activates many of the same neural pathways it uses when you actually do the thing.
So the same wires are firing.
Pretty much. You're hitting the motor cortex, the planning areas, without actually sending the signals all the way down to move your limbs. It's like a dress rehearsal in your head.
And this connects to neuroplasticity, right?
Yeah.
That idea that the brain can change itself.
Exactly. Neuroplasticity is the brain's ability to reorganize, to build new connections, or strengthen existing ones. Think of it like pathways in a forest.
Yep.
The first time you visualize something, maybe it's a faint path, but repeated mental rehearsal. That's like walking that path over and over.
It becomes clearer, easier to follow.
It becomes a well-worn trail, then a road, then maybe even a highway. You're strengthening those specific neural connections, literally training your brain for that specific success.
Wow, okay, so our sources mentioned sports psychology studies showing this. Athletes visualizing actually activating the motor cortex.
Yes, exactly. It's measurable brain activity. You see activation in the areas responsible for planning and executing movements. It's like a mental warm-up.
And there was that specific study, 2014, Journal of Sports Science. That one was key.
It found that athletes who combined physical practice with visualization outperformed those who only did the physical training.
Right. Significantly outperformed. It showed the mental part adds something extra, focus, maybe precision.
So the takeaway for you listening is, this isn't magic woo-woo. It's about enhancing muscle memory, improving your focus, even reducing performance anxiety. all through mental prep.
It's cognitive conditioning. You're preparing the mind to guide the body more effectively.
Okay, so that's the science. What about real-world examples, people who swear by this?
Ah, yes. The anecdotes are compelling because they often show how visualization provided this framework, this commitment that then fueled the action.
Like a Jim Carrey story, that one's pretty famous.
It is. Our sources detail it well. Back in 1985, he was really struggling as an actor.
Right, far from a household name. So he didn't just wish for success. He did something concrete. He wrote himself a check for $10 million.
$10 million. And he dated it for the future.
Yep. Dated it for Thanksgiving 1995, 10 years down the line. And he carried it in his wallet. But the key wasn't just the check.
What was it?
He visualized the feeling of earning that kind of money, the confidence, the recognition that came with being an actor at that level.
So he was visualizing the successful actor self, not just a pile of cash appearing.
Exactly. And then, by 1995...
He got paid $10 million for Dumb and Dumber. Precisely that amount.
It's an amazing alignment. But, notice, it was tied to his profession, his action as an actor. He worked relentlessly during those 10 years.
The visualization focused the effort. It wasn't passive wishing.
Absolutely. And you see that same kind of focused visualization in elite athletes. Michael Phelps is another great example from the source.
The most decorated Olympian ever. He used this.
Extensively. His coach, Bob Bowman, got him into detailed mental imagery early on. Phelps apparently called it watching a video game in his head before each race.
So again, not just I hope I win. More specific.
Way more specific. He pictured everything. The dive, the feel of the water, the exact stroke count, the turns, the final touch on the wall. Every single detail.
Wow.
And crucially, he even visualized things going wrong, like his goggles filling with water.
Did that actually happen?
It did, in Beijing, 2008. But because he'd mentally rehearsed how to handle it, he stayed calm and still won gold. That preparation gave him resilience.
Okay, so the common thread. Carrey, Phelps.
Yeah.
It's visualization plus relentless effort.
Yeah.
Creates this powerful feedback loop.
Preparation meeting opportunity, yeah. The mental prep sharpens the physical execution.
Let's just shift gears slightly. What about the emotional side? We touched on anxiety reduction, but does it actively build positive emotions?
Oh, definitely. That's a huge part of it. Visualizing success isn't just cognitive, it's emotional.
How so?
It helps you cultivate feelings of excitement, of motivation, of confidence. And confidence, well, that's often the fuel you need to take action, especially when self-doubt creeps in.
So it acts like a catalyst, gets you moving.
Exactly. Think about a really high-stakes situation, like a crucial job interview.
Okay, stressful just thinking about it.
Right. If you only focus on bombing it, on messing up, you flood your system with stress hormones, cortisol. Your thinking gets fuzzy.
But if you visualize success instead,
If you mentally simulate walking in confidently, shaking hands firmly, answering tough questions smoothly, leaving a great impression.
you're practicing the feeling too.
Precisely. You're cultivating the emotional state needed for that peak performance. It builds emotional resilience. You feel less anxious because, in a way, you've already been there and succeeded mentally. You feel more in control.
That makes sense. So for someone listening who wants to try this effectively, how do they get started? Our sources laid out some practical steps.
Yes, and the good news is it's very accessible. You
Oh.
don't need special equipment.
Right. Find a quiet space, set a clear goal,
What else?
engage all your senses.
Yeah.
This is key. What do you see, hear, feel, maybe even smell? Make it vivid.
Feel the emotions too, right? The joy, the pride. Absolutely feel the success. Then practice regularly, even just 5-10 minutes a day makes a difference.
And the big one, pair it with action.
Always. It complements effort, it never replaces it.
Let's drill down on that engage all senses part. You said it's key. Why is that specific step so important for making it work, for activating those brain pathways we talked about?
Because the more sensory detail you include, the more real the simulation feels to your brain.
It makes the mental movie more convincing.
Exactly. If you're visualizing that presentation, don't just see yourself there. Feel the clicker in your hand. Hear the low murmur of the audience. Smell the stale coffee in the conference room, maybe?
Taste the water you sip nervously beforehand.
Yes. Engage touch, sight, sound, smell, taste, if relevant. The more sensory input, the more brain regions you activate, the visual cortex, auditory cortex, somatosensory cortex. It makes the neural simulation much richer.
So it's less like watching a movie and more like being in a full VR simulation.
That's a great analogy. You're giving your brain more proof that this is happening, which strengthens those neural pathways much more effectively. It moves it from abstract thought to something closer to embodied experience.
Okay, that really clarifies why the detail matters.
Yeah.
It's not just for fun, it's for deeper brain training.
Yeah.
And doing that consistently, daily, reinforces the effect.
Builds that neural highway brick by brick.
Right. So let's circle back to that final bit of skepticism. The fear that this just feeds into a kind of simplistic law of attraction idea.
The think it and it will appear misconception.
Yeah, where people think visualizing a Ferrari means one magically shows up.
Yeah.
How do we clearly distinguish visualization from that?
It comes back to action and mechanism. Visualization, as we've discussed, is a tool. It's for focusing your efforts, boosting your confidence, priming your brain for action. It's mental training.
Not a cosmic ordering service.
Exactly. The law of attraction idea often implies thinking alone is enough. Neuroscience shows visualization works best when it guides and enhances deliberate action. Disappointment comes when you do the mental part, but skip the physical work.
So the Ferrari doesn't appear because you didn't also, start a successful business, save money, go to the dealership.
Precisely. The visualization should focus your energy on those actions, making you more effective and resilient while you do them. It aligns the mental blueprint with the physical effort.
Okay, great clarification. So summing up, visualization isn't magic, but it does seem to provide a genuine mental edge.
A significant one, based on the science.
It helps you create this mental blueprint for success, sharpens focus, builds confidence, and actually strengthens the brain connections you need to achieve your goals.
When combined with consistent effort, yes.
Well, that brings us to the end of this deep dive. The core insight seems clear. Visualization is powerful, it's accessible, it's backed by neuroplasticity.
And real-world results.
But it's designed to enhance action, not replace it.
Definitely. And maybe a final thought for everyone listening. If your brain can genuinely be trained, rewired just through mental imagery, what's one small thing you could start visualizing today?
Ooh, like a specific daily win.
Yeah, maybe nailing one tricky task at work or feeling strong during the first mile of your run. What small success could you mentally rehearse today to start paving that neural pathway for tomorrow?
That's a great challenge. And we'd love to know what you think. What stood out to you from this? Do you agree with our take that visualization is a powerful tool when used correctly?
Or do you disagree?
Let us know. Drop a comment below, challenge yourself, share your thoughts. And also, we're really curious about where this deep dive is reaching.
Yeah, where are you all listening from?
Please just type your city or country in the comments. Our goal is to connect with learners worldwide.
It's fascinating to see.
And finally, if you found this useful, if you like the information we're sharing and you want to support the show, maybe consider buying us a coffee.
Keeps the research fuel going.
It does. The link is right there in the description. Seriously, thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive.
See you next time.